Sorry, y'all. I had a drop signal there. Hopefully we'll keep you guys the rest of the time now. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Right up here on the right is the distillery. Silverback Distillery. They do they've got a giant gorilla. They used to have a giant gorilla. They do gin, I believe, there. This road, if you're familiar with Bold Rock Cider, if you get Bold Rock Cider anywhere nearby you, that's actually on this road south of me. If we took a left instead of a right when we turned onto this road, we get to Bold Rock, as well as Devil's Backbone. So if you're familiar with either of those brands, that's right in this neck of the woods here. This is 151 in, what county is this? Forget what county this is. But lots of opportunity, lots of options on this road here. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, we had a little hiccup there. So refresh, please. But beautiful places, beautiful little places. Oh, is the roundabout finished? Ooh. Yep, that's where we are. 151 here. I'm trying to remember the county. Nelson County. That's what it is. Nelson County. We're in Nelson County. Well, it's Herb Alpert and Tijuana Brass, the Spanish Flea. But I think you're right. I think it was the match game. I think it was the match game that this was on. Yep, Nelson County. I was curious how loud the music was. I wasn't sure how loud the music was. It's very faint in my own, single ear. And for our friend Forte, here's some Boston. This guy always, right here, oh, he's got another Mustang. Gosh darn it. That guy always has some kick-ass cars. Ugh, I don't know how he finds them, how he gets them. Need to stop someday. I say this, I never will. I need to stop someday and just ask him. Okay, so it's pretty quiet. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. Fair enough. That's the hard part, is I want to keep it so that I have something that, like, not just silence and road noise in the car. But at the same point, I also don't want it to be blaring in y'all's ear either. So I'm going to turn it up 2 notches. So now it's at 8 on my stereo. Rock and roll music. And then right up here on the right is Blue Mountain Brewery. That one has grown a little bit over the past little while. Ooh, a pothole. Dang it. The interesting part is some of the homes around here. Okay. I'll have to see when that is. If it doesn't conflict with a marching band event, then I will make my trip, make my way up to see him. But they've built these venues, like now this on here on the left, the Valley Road Vineyards. That's all new. That was an old farm that really didn't do much. Oh, so they've got it finished. They've got the roundabout finished. So up here, this used to be just a traffic light, which was okay. I mean, it wasn't that long of a wait usually. But they've been working on it for a couple of years now to make it into a roundabout so that you're not having to stop, which is actually a much better idea. Now, let's see if us Americans can actually manage the roundabout without being dumbasses. Yeah, Timber, that's the heart of marching band season, so unfortunately I am most likely going to be locked down with that. And especially with the kids' senior year, so something's going in there. I wonder what's going in there. I know, Tatum. Well, I mean, what are we coming? What is our world coming to over here? Because fortunately, too, the direction I'm traveling from is usually going to have more traffic than the other directions. So our survey says, good job, folks. Good job. We'll give ourselves a pat on the back for working that roundabout correctly. Woohoo! We did it. Oh, Tatum, they absolutely do. I am going west right now. Yep, we are heading up 250, which will take me into Charlottesville if I go the other way. See, Owen, again, the number of countries that drive on this side of the road is highly outnumbers the number of countries that drive on the wrong side of the road. Happy Kittens, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Yeah, we're heading up the mountain. I think this is technically Afton Mountain. In a little bit here, we're going to pass underneath the Blue Ridge Parkway, which is also part of the Appalachian Trail. There is a gentleman that I follow on YouTube called Random Adventures 2.0. He does a lot of, right now he's actually on a cross-country car trip and car camping and stuff like that. He's actually come down this way and spent some time right in this area, actually, if I'm not mistaken. He got off this area a couple videos back as he went down to Roanoke to pick up a car carrier. So, yeah, so if you turn left, it's the Blue Ridge Parkway. If you turn right, it's the Skyline Drive. But beautiful view. I wish I could give you all a view on the left. I wonder if I can do that. I wonder if my stupid thing wasn't as dense as it is, not wanting to, release, I would take you guys out and show you the view to the left down the mountain. Absolutely gorgeous. There's some folks hiking. Yeah, that area is a little bit congested and not the nicest, but I would agree with you on that one, Timber. Yeah, the view, so there's actually a pull-off here on the left. That gives you a nice view of the valley that we just drove through, Afton Valley. Or actually, I think they call that the Rockfish Valley. Yep, so if you go north, it's Skyline Drive. If you go south, it's Blue Ridge Parkway. Yeah, off to our left, beautiful view of the valley. Absolutely beautiful view of the valley. There's like a couple defunct hotels up here that I don't know. I honestly don't know why I mean, I know it takes some investment to get them back up and running, but man, it's a beautiful spot. And some of the stuff, I mean, I could imagine these would actually do okay again if you got them back up and going, but it's disappointing nobody has. In front of me, you see down at the Waynesboro. And we're going to basically be heading into the Shenandoah Valley. We'll be traveling up the Shenandoah Valley. My first guy that I buy some slabs from, Black Forest Sawmill. If you head down that way, he's down in that town down there, down just outside of Waynesboro, down that way. But off we go. Onto the highways. So now kind of the boring drive. Part of the drive where it's just, you know, just boring. Now, there are times this highway, this mountain area here gets very, very foggy. And you can hardly see. So some of those things that we're just running over there were actually lights. Like you'd think reflectors. So in the middle of our lanes here, there are reflectors, so that when your lights are on, they reflect the light. You can see where the lanes are. On the right, on each side, they actually have light up lights to help with the fog, because it can get really, really thick at the top of the mountain here. But again, beautiful views, absolutely gorgeous drive, and it's so nice when it's green. And the fall is beautiful too, when you get all the fall colors. Absolutely beautiful. Winter, when it's all like gray and just, you know, trees with no leaves on them, it's not as enjoyable. Yeah, exactly, Owen. Exactly. Tatum, I am not using TTS. I still need to figure out some method for that. Watching some of the guys that are like the truck drivers and stuff like that, I definitely envy some of their setups. If y'all have never checked out Trucker Dylan, holy mackerel, dude. Trucker Dylan, first off, he has a friggin' 810 Mini in his cab of his semi, and has so many camera angles. I mean, I would encourage you all right now, if you've never checked out Trucker Dylan, go check out his stream and his setup. Holy shnikes. If I was driving like I used to, I would totally try and figure out some way to get a setup like Trucker Dylan's. I mean, holy mackerel, it's impressive. He's over in the EU. And again, just, it's amazing. Holy mackerel, what he's got set up is absolutely amazing. Oh, and that's a brilliant idea. It's almost like a racetrack where you've got the yellow flags and the red flags and stuff like that when there's an incident, you know. Have that on the road, kind of warning drivers, warning there's traffic ahead, slow down, right? That's a brilliant idea. Oh my gosh, that is a brilliant idea. I would love to see that. I mean, now we just have to look at Google Maps on our phone and see if the line's red or yellow or whatever. Yeah, I think that would be pretty. Well, with all of our connected things anymore, I would imagine that eventually that might be something that comes about. But then again, once we have all of our self-driving cars and all the robots taking us everywhere, I guess there's no need for any of that, because it's all going to be connected through our robots. And by the way, I'm going to just start calling them robots. That always amuses me. Oh, nice. That's brilliant. Yeah, we have something similar. I mean, if you're on a divided highway like this, you're not going to have anything on our left side. You'll have your line, and that's about it. See a motorcycle coming up behind me. So let me see if I can get past this truck. But you do have your center lane markers. And I think, I don't know if we have our right side markers. Oh, right. Tatum, Robot Road Rage would be funny. I also don't know if I trust them all once all that starts getting going, you know. I would venture a guess people will figure out a way to mod their robots. And once they start modding robots, it's, oh man. I think it's going to be bad news once that starts happening. Modding their robot to be an aggressive driver. As long as the robots fight each other and not us, I think we're okay. I don't want to see. I don't want to be in the middle. I don't want to be in the middle of a robot fight. Yes, Tatum. I'm literally. So I don't know if anyone's ever watched. Oh gosh, what was the name of it? The Goldbergs. If anyone has ever watched The Goldbergs, absolutely hilarious show. I love it, and it makes me laugh, especially. Especially knowing that the Mocos, Devin and Derek, are right there in that Jenkintown area. But the dad would always call the robots. And I absolutely love it. So on stream, it's going to be robots. And we say it to make, to get the eye roll from the kid at home, the wife and I do, just for fun. So yeah, I'm going to call them robots. Because it's fun to call them robots. We got to have fun in life. We got to have fun. So, Owen, the podcast that I listened to is called Time Suck with Dan Cummins, and he did a whole time suck on Amanda Knox and the Amanda Knox trial. I don't know how many of you ever dug into any of the Amanda Knox stuff, have followed any of that stuff back, 10, 15 years ago now, of, the American exchange student in Italy accused of murder, this, that, or the other. But he went into just a whole, details on the Italian culture. And what you're saying in regards to their roads makes complete sense based off of their culture and their system of justice system and stuff like that. Just insane. So, yeah, just very, very interesting. And it was a great time suck. I talk about his podcast a lot. One, you have to understand that he's a comedian. So he, just like me, he's saying robots. He's going to have fun with the topic as best he can. Because a lot of topics he covers are very, very dark. So he tries to make light of situations. He tries to, have fun and make it an amusing listen, as opposed to just, being somewhat true crime based on some of those, and serial killers and stuff like that. If you're just serious and taking us all serious on all of it, it's just, it becomes too heavy. And he's a really funny comedian. So I really enjoy listening to his stuff. So, howdy, Jack. I'm heading up towards you, but not really. If that makes sense. Heading to the other side of your state. Eventually, I will see your lovely face in person, sir. Eventually, I will see your lovely face in person. But yeah, so I would encourage you, if you like listening to podcasts during your day, if you like true crime stuff, give his stuff a checkout. You're tempting me greatly, Jack. You're tempting me greatly. Next year, ooh, Jack, you know what? This time next year, this convention I'm heading to is going to be in Erie. So I'm going to have to pass by you. Well, son of a bitch. Busy next year? Come on, man. That doesn't help me. Man. Man. I'm trying to think, in June, so the wife is taking the kid up to the camp at WVU. She's going to do a week-long brass camp at West Virginia University. Then we've got to drive up at the end of the week for the concert to pick her up. I don't know what our plans are for that yet. Part of it, I think, depends on Gov School and her audition that she did. Oh, that's what I haven't shared with everybody. I need to share that with everybody. Maybe we'll wait till Saturday. I don't know when I'll share that. But last weekend was the Odyssey of the Mind state finals, or state tournament. Maybe we'll share that on Saturday, if I wake up early enough to actually get on normal time. Just tease everybody with it. Devil inside, devil inside, every single one of us, the devil inside, devil inside, devil inside, every single one of us, the devil inside. All right, I've got 131 miles to my exit. Staying on this road for a long time. Actually, very little traffic today, too. Usually there's a little bit more traffic. I think I'm jinxing myself right now. I need to stop that. Oh, shit. Damn it. My hood just popped. Why is my hood popping? Don't understand that. See if I can make it to the exit. Yeah, Jack, yeah. Did that the other day, which is weird. When I pulled into the it was popped like that. I don't know when it happened, or why, or what, but I don't know, Jack. They might be. I mean, it was definitely. So, the latch, when you pop it, after you. So I've got the latch in the car. You know, the cable in the car that does the first release, and then you've got the latch on it. That latch was very gummy and not extremely free moving. That's what I'm thinking, Jack. I think that's what I'm going to have to try and do. I was actually just thinking about that. I might pick up a can while I'm on the road and do that. Tatum, to answer your question in terms of business casual, technically our dress code for work, when I say that, I don't work in the corporate office. The corporate office does have a dress code, and I think it is basically like a business casual, meaning typically khakis and a polo type of thing. I think they do jeans on Friday. Yeah, I think you're probably right, Jack. I think you're probably right. So maybe when I stop to get gas, maybe I'll grab a can or something. Actually, I probably don't know if I don't know if I need to stop to get gas anytime before I get up there, but I'll have to do some work on it. I mean, hopefully I can wait till I get home, but if it pops again while we're driving, then that's definitely something I need to take care of sooner rather than later. Because the last thing I want is my hood to fly open on me. Definitely not something I want to be dealing with. That's also the other frustrating part with this one is we were coming back from drumline championships, and I got a dummy light on my dash that my oil level was low. Now, I was only over the recommended 6,000 mile oil change time frame by like maybe 100 miles, and I think I'm at the point now where it's starting to burn oil, not necessarily leak oil, but burn oil, being at 214,000 miles. So I've got to keep a closer eye on that. Just so much fun, y'all. So much fun. So now I'm just sitting here starting to look and fret and like, okay, what do we got here? What do I got to do this? Howdy, Buck. Good morning. We are driving away. You can see the mountains out there in the distance. Shenandoah Mountains up there. But just have to keep an eye on it. Make sure it doesn't pop. Do its thing again. We're heading north. We're heading up to PA, actually. Heading up to Pennsylvania. Heading up to Pennsylvania. Got some work up there. Yeah, we'll actually be heading to the Poconos eventually today. Again, sounding so pretentious, but that's where work is. That is where the conference is being held. Next year it's in Erie. That was Erie, so I've done the same conference in Erie a couple times. It's a nice little hall. It's a nice little area. Got a nice little downtown area there in Erie. Not a whole lot brewing out there. Erie is the home of the pizza robber. There's a great series on Netflix about that situation, about that that thing there that happened up there. I'd encourage you to check it out. There's also a urban legend that one of the malls was built on the outskirts of town, is shaped like a handgun pointing towards City Hall, because when they wanted to build said mall, the local government would not give the folks that wanted to build it, local mafia, the permission to do it within a certain area or something like that they wanted to build it. So they built it in another area, made it shaped like a handgun and pointing towards City Hall. It's one of the urban legends about Erie. But the other thing about Erie is that event, I remember finishing up the show that year. That was the year of the Boston Marathon, or the first year I did it was the year of the Boston Marathon bombing, which obviously, you know, terrible thing that happened. But the manhunt was that night. At the show wrapping up and driving back was the night that they caught the folks. They caught the two guys, the brothers. And I just remember listening to, I was listening to XM at the time, and one of the news stations on XM was basically just live casting all that was going on up there. And it was a late night, because we finished late. I think we finished 5 o'clock, maybe 4 or 5 o'clock, similar to what will be on Friday. And it was a deadhead home from there. I think I got home at like 2 o'clock in the morning, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's about a 6 to 7 hour ride from my place to Erie and vice versa. I just remember listening to the news the entire way home, following the events of the manhunt and all this, that, and the other. It was just, that kept me awake. That kept me awake. So, Madibs, good morning. How are you? Welcome in. Excuse me. Well, my dibs, I definitely wish I was covered in wood and dust as opposed to sitting in a car. But, alas, here we are. We make the best of our situations, right? Oh, joy. Not sure why the dump truck thought he could pass the truck, but, you know. Always love it. Is he coming back over? Nope, not yet. All right. So last Friday was able to make the kid a happy camper. Oh, nice. That's awesome. That's cool, McGibbs. I have a couple mahogany, like, I guess logs from my in-laws when they took down their tree that they had in their backyard. Fortunately, I didn't seal the ends. They've been resting for a while, so I have to figure out what I can do with them some. They're small enough I was trying to turn some stuff out of them. I might still try and do some more out of it. Wonder how much stuff I'm going to get while I'm away. I ordered a bunch of little things to help with some projects. I think a lot of it's going to start showing up over the next few days. Oh, by the way, yes, I did do this. I did pick up a Beal system. I went to Woodcraft on Sunday. I had to pick up the kid from rehearsal. And so obviously if I'm going to drive to Roanoke, I'm going to stop at Woodcraft. And instead of just the wheels, they actually had the whole system with the bar and everything. So on clearance. For those of you that are not aware, Beal's was purchased by Rockler. The Beal system, buffing and all that other fun stuff. So here in the States, Rockler will be controlling that. So Woodcraft had decided, you know what, we're not going to do any more, so we're going to put that stuff on clearance. So I actually picked it up for buffing. It is a buffing system. It's a 3-wheel buffing system. But Woodcraft is no longer going to carry the Beal stuff, so they were clearancing it. So I grabbed it. The whole set was $90. So 3 wheels, all the paste, you know, all the bars, and the actual mandrel and stuff like that amounts to. So the whole shoot and match. Excuse me. Not sure what I'm going to use it for yet. I may venture into some of what Owen does with the necklaces. I'd like to find something. I'd like to take Owen's idea and change it up a little bit, because I do feel guilty about copying that. But I like the idea of what he does. So. Nice. There you go, my dibs. Yeah, Jack, guilt is a pretty powerful motivator for certain. I cannot say I'm making it better, me dibs. Cannot say I'm making it better. I've got to experiment around a little and see what actually works for me. But I love Owen's necklaces. I absolutely love those. I just need to figure out how I can make it my own and not an exact copy of what Owen does. That's my challenge. Oh, good Lord, self-storage. Holy mackerel. That's all newer. Man, has it been that long since I've been up this way? Guess so. Getting into Harrisonburg, Virginia, home to James Madison University. Over on the left is the new high school that they started construction, then stopped construction, and then started it again, and have to pay even more now because they stopped construction during the pandemic as opposed to just continuing with construction and blah, 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 blah. Anyway. No, don't worry about oak. Timber, don't worry about oak, because I have some oak from our own property and I don't do a whole lot with oak, so don't worry about oak too much. So you can get off this exit here, and you're basically on campus if you take a left. Their football stadium is right there, peeking through right there on the left. Decent sized stadium for... They're a Division II school, I believe. I don't think they've made the jump to the... They're 1AA as opposed to 1A or something like that. They're FCS and not FBS. They have a beautiful performing arts hall. Yeah, the other stuff will be good. We'll work with some of that stuff. See what we can make out of it. I just got to get my butt in gear and making, period. I need to get making. I have a good customer in this area here in Harrisonburg. Consider more friend than customer or anything. So. Younger husband and wife. Good peoples. It's actually on this road, on 81 here, just north of Harrisonburg, that I watched a truck that was, I think, hauling a telehandler, or maybe, yeah, I think it was hauling a telehandler. I don't think it was one of the large crane trucks. But I can't recall what exactly, if it was one or the other. But I watched it literally hit one of the overpasses. Watched the boom arm hit the overpass. It's like, oh, yikes. It's like, golly, come on, people. Dibs, I think I saw you post that. I think you mentioned that maybe in Boyd's chat yesterday as well. I hope you get plums. It would be nice just to have a plum. That's one thing I wish we had in our place, is actual fruit trees, but I know sometimes the maintenance of them is just so much. Yeah, I just need to get my butt making. I have been... The crazy part of the spring has basically wrapped up with all the school stuff. The wife and kid will be going out at the end of May to Michigan for Odyssey of the Mind Worlds, which is super excited for them to do that. And I get the job of, I get pet duty while they're away. So I don't get to, which should also actually just give me time in the evenings. I'll have my dinner and just go out to the shop. not have any obligations that I need to worry about there. Then the next week, I leave for a handful of days to Cincinnati. Duty. So I'll be out in Cincinnati for a couple days. That next week, come back and actually be right in, have a market the next day. That'll be a rough one. I'm going to try and get everything prepped before I leave. But actually, the nice part is, since they'll be gone, I'll be able to do that. Even better. I will have all the time I need, I say, to do all the work that I need to. So, excuse me, goodness. Somebody as fly as me. So, yeah. Yeah, so this weekend, let's see, Friday, I'm going to get home late Friday night. We'll have a ride home stream on Friday. Late night road trip stream. Saturday, I should be up okay. They're supposed to have a car wash. Van car wash on Saturday, but it's looking like it's supposed to rain all day Saturday, so that might get canceled on Saturday. Timber, I could. I will probably cut it short. I don't want to give away where you live. I don't want to dox you in that way. Oh, yeah, me dibs, right? Definitely don't want to don't want that stuff to go to waste. Somebody needs me. Somebody needs fly. Well, yeah, like Timber, like I said, I think what we'll do is we'll do most of it, most of the drive over. But before we give too much away of where you are, need to be respectful of that. I'm going 75. I've got this dude towing 2 classic cars coming up on me. Oh. Yes, please. Yes, please. Want both of them. You drove past my house, bro. Come back. My house is back that way. You can drop them off there. Can't believe he didn't drop them off at my house. Well, me dibs, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Oh, yeah? I don't know. I know it was delivered. I don't know if Chevy's opened it yet. The corn should have been delivered. I just don't know if he's opened it. I don't know. That's a good question. Oh, you know what? It's that time of year up in Pennsylvania. I wonder if they've started fertilizing. Anyone that's familiar with Pennsylvania will know what I'm talking about. Especially that drives 81 on a regular basis. Once they start fertilizing, you know it. Oof. Oof. Goodness. Oh, me dibs. Yikes. That just makes my heart hurt. That just makes my heart hurt. Oh my gosh. I would love to get myself a classic car at some point. Just have a project car like that. 68 Mustang is what my dream is. 68 Mustang convertible. Yep. 1968 Mustang convertible. I would imagine once it was done, it was hard to tell what it was. Oof. Oh, yeah, that just makes my heart hurt. Oh my gosh. Golly, yeah. Oy, man, that just... Ah, they're cleaning out storm drains. Well, there you go, Tatum. I mean, that's a good one. That was a fun one. That old Batmobile was pretty cool. Yeah, that old Batmobile was pretty cool. No, I'd love a 68 Mustang convertible. That's kind of the dream car. But that being said, man, I'd take almost any of those old cars. Absolutely love watching, you know, Vice Grip Garage, Junkyard Digs, who's the other one that does a good number of that stuff? I love watching Puddin' Fab Shop. He's working on like an old 50-something Chevy station wagon. Dude, golly, some of the stuff, man. The old cars had so much more character. The different body lines and colors. The old cars, man, I'm telling you, just... We're so, like, sterilized today. All the cars look the same. All the colors are the same. Those old cars, man, oof. Love those old cars. No, they're not as reliable, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, something about it. I'd love to have an old car. I'd like to have a garage to be able to have the old car in to work on. That would probably be the other thing I should say. Because, well, there's only so much working on it in the, driveway. I do have a 10x10 tent that I use for my shows, my markets, that I could potentially set up. And I know you can always get the, inexpensive, car port type of, what you use it from, Harbor Freight and stuff. But it'd be nice to have it in a garage where all the tools could stay, all this, that, and the other. I don't know. Maybe one day. Yeah, Tina. I mean, they all do. All the new cars just look so similar. They all copy each other. They're just so bland. Trying to make them look all sleek. And while I like some looks of the sleek, the sleekness of some of the looks that are out there. Ooh, that truck's being searched. Interesting. Ah, very nice, me dibs. Yeah. It's a pretty car. I just think the old cars had so much more character to them, though. Golly. So much more character. So what did they do to all these trees here? They're partially... That looks like garbage. Just had a little Debbie truck pass me going the other way with the Star Crunch. There's some little Debbie snacks that are very, very tasty and very good. I like. Some are just oh no. So let's see, little Debbie snacks that I like. Fudge rounds are good. I think my favorite little Debbie snack is the Nutty Buddies. Peanut butter wafer bars, chocolate peanut butter wafers. I think that's my favorite little Debbie. Star Crunch is okay. Star Crunch is like Rice Krispie treat. It's like a Rice Krispie treat with caramel and chocolate. But I'm not a huge fan of it. It's okay, but it's not my favorite. The Nutty Buddy is my favorite, I think. I don't like the little trees. Like the cake stuff. I'm not a big fan of the Little Debbie cake type of things. Cosmic brownies are good. The oatmeal pies are good. Not my first choice, but they're good. Oof. I think that dude, I don't know what happened to that dude. Star Crunch is good though. The thing you got to be careful about with the Star Crunch. Oh, that's what happened. Oh man, his truck got beat up by a tire that blew out on the rig. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, the trees and the zebra cakes. Any of the cake type of things, not a fan. Yeah, me dibs. The old cars are definitely not as safe as newer cars. I mean, they didn't build them with crumple zones and airbags and all this, that, or the other. Well, I think the thing most people don't remember, don't think about with most vehicles is that you're basically driving a 2-ton weapon. And if people thought about that a little bit more, I would hope that their driving styles would change a little bit. But it's a weapon. I mean, it truly is. I'm trying to think what other Little Debbie snacks there are. I like the Cosmic Brownies. Can't have too much of those though, because that's, I mean, holy mackerel, it's fully processed and all that other stuff. Star Crunch. Star Crunch is okay. You can't freeze them though. Don't freeze them, and I would even say don't even put them in the refrigerator, because if you get a Star Crunch cold, man, you break your teeth biting into those suckers. Because that caramel gets hard. A nice warm Star Crunch where it's a little bit gooey. Yeah, I could do that. Fudge rounds. I like my fudge rounds. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones that I'm missing.